Hi everybody, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface with another World of Warcraft secret. And today's is absolutely something a little bit different. Now, I'm actually going to start us off on the border of two zones. Here is the Southern Barrens, and then just to the south of it, Kel'Thuzad, is the zone of 1,000 Needles. And the reason why I'm here is because on this border, there are two separate dungeons, and they speak volumes. We have Razorfen Downs, and we also have Razorfen Crawl. And these two dungeons couldn't be any more different if they tried, even though they're right next to each other. Now, from an aesthetic viewpoint, they're very similar indeed. So what makes these dungeons complete and utterly different? Well, normally when I escape from a dungeon, we go out and we see how it's all put together. We see the other zones which are attached to it, the other buildings, and normally when we escape from a dungeon, they're still using the old maps. They're not using the Cataclysm map, so we get to see stuff from vanilla, etc. Yet, these two dungeons, one of them, Razorfen Crawl, when you escape from it, you can actually get to see part of 1,000 Needles, part of Forellas, etc., Southern Barrens. This one we're going to go into today, which is Razorfen Downs, well, you get to see the Void. So, enough of the cryptic comments. Let's just get straight into it and go inside of the dungeon. Now, I've already killed the trash which is in the way, but don't worry about that. It's going to be easy stuff to do anyway. Just follow the direction which I'm taking, which is to the left-hand side of the dungeon, not the right-hand side of the dungeon. If you go to the right-hand side, you're going to come across that beautiful mist, which will kill you, regardless of what level you are, because it actually goes by percentage of health, and not by your health pool. So stick to the left-hand side of the dungeon. You'll probably be doing this at top level anyway, so nothing here is going to cause you any problems, even this spider boss room, which I'm just leaving. Sure, you might have a bit of an arachnophobic response, but a small price to pay. Hang a left here, and then when you get to the top of this wee little hill, then go across to the right-hand side and over the wooden bridge. It's this big pile of bones in front of us where another one of the bosses will be residing that we want to get to. We're going to use this as our vantage point to leap, double jump, and then a couple of Fel Rush charges, or even one, to get over to the arse end of the dungeon. Yeah, we're getting right to the back of the dungeon here. And then I'm just going to leap and then use another Fel Rush and a glide to get to this point here. Look, what do you see? Nothing. Yeah, but this is where we do our leap of faith and then just glide down. This dungeon has literally nothing. Every time we escape from a dungeon, there's normally something. There's normally part of a zone which has been cut out because the dungeon itself exists in the real world. So part of the zone's cut out, and then that aesthetic is used to surround the dungeon because of everything that you can see. It's about the peripheral, and it's about the distance that your physical characters are able to pick up. But here in Razorfen Downs, nothing. Nothing at all. It's protected, the dungeon. It's physically protected by this overhanging vines and barbs and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing for your character to physically see. It can't see into the Southern Barrens. It can't see into 1,000 Needles. It can't see into Forellas. It can't do any of that. Even from Zul'Farrak, when we escape from there, you could actually get past the mountainside at the top and drop down into 1,000 Needles. But this dungeon didn't feel like it had to do any of that at all, because no matter where you were physically in that dungeon, where you looked up, when you looked left, right, wherever, you couldn't physically see anything out there. So this is something completely unique. Blizzard created the dungeon literally on a blank slate in the void, with nothing of any requirement to be placed here. Not a tree, not a rock, not a bit of river, not a bird, not a single solitary thing. And there you see, if it looked like I was literally just running on the spot, no. Notice how the dungeon gets further and further away. But they've still taken this massive chunk. They haven't even taken a small section of it. No, they've taken what must be the template for a singular block of land or land mass within the World of Warcraft and literally placed nothing. Are you getting the word of this video? Nothing. The void. Absolutely nothing at all here. But of course, this just can't go on forever and ever and ever. No, this in itself must come to an end. So now we can see we're approaching the edge of this map, and of course, what will be at the edge of this void, this edge of nothingness that Blizzard have created just for this small dungeon of Razorfen Downs? Nothing. Of course, because it just goes off into the void, into the nothingness. This is absolutely weird beyond comprehension. The dungeon was created above the void, so nothing was needed below it. You see here, if you position the camera, you're literally floating on air. They have a small skybox, of course, because if you look up, you will be able to pick up some, eerie clouds. It's kind of like an eerie look to it. But other than that, there is absolutely nothing that is here at all. It's absolutely weird beyond comprehension. And it's funny and it's interesting, but we can actually go into a dungeon and escape from a dungeon and see all the wonders of all the zones, specifically when they have the vanilla aspects to them, which we can then go and compare and contrast with today's day and age. But just this dungeon, where there is literally not a thing, which is the long version of the term nothing. Did you know that? There's another bit of knowledge bomb just dropped on you right there. Yeah, it's really glad. I'm really glad that I did this. It's something completely different. It's something completely unique when it comes to World of Warcraft Secret. We expect these wonderful, elaborate ways which they've managed to put dungeons together. And then sometimes the simplest way to put a simple dungeon together is just by using the simplest methods. No need for anything to be there at all. So I hope that you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do get a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links, they're in the description down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care, everybody. Bye for now.